You need to drink.
Oh,
you need to drink that rose water. It'll calm you down a little.
I know. Oh,
I got
here.
my tea, though.
We did it.
Oh.
We are live. We made it through. Okay, awesome. All right. Well, we're just going to jump straight in there. So if you don't know me, my name's Brittany Bateman. I go by Brittany Brainstorm. I am the creative director of the creative studio Brainstorm Boutique. And we help businesses find creative strategies that help elevate their business and create confident brands through brand design, web design, brainstorm intensives, and confidence coaching. So I'm going to let Casey introduce herself.
Hello, I am Casey, the confidence coach at Brainstorm Boutique. And with us tonight, we have Alisha from Taste of Balance. Alisha is a nutritionist who offers a meal prep service that is made fresh with organic ingredients. She's passionate about creating healthy meals for busy people, which is really, really cool. And when we talked to you last time, Alisha, we could just like feel how much drive and passion you have, especially surrounding organic vegetables. And what I was kind of curious about is for those who don't know anything about organic food, why organic over non-organic?
So trying to think where I want to start with this. So basically, I want to eat food that is as clean as possible. So I choose organic because it will have the less amount of pesticides. There's also something called the Clean 15 and the Dirty Dozen, which is for people like, say you can't afford 100% organic.
Yeah.
Because organic is obviously a little more expensive. So the Clean 15 would be the top 15 fruits, vegetables that would have a less amount of pesticides versus what is considered the Dirty Dozen.
Whoa.
So the Dirty Dozen, so the Dirty Dozen, you would want to for sure buy in organic, but the Clean 15 would be a way for people to save money and they could just buy regular produce.
I never knew this.
I'm actually getting ready to make a post on Taste of Balance Facebook page about that.
Yeah, that is so literally never knew that. I thought that either I would have to go like completely organic kitchen, which is like pretty unsustainable financially for me, or like, just like put it to the wind. It doesn't matter. You're not doing well, Casey. Just go.
Now, you have to be careful though, because that's with like fresh produce and stuff. If you go down the center aisles and you want a bottle of ketchup or something like that, you have to read your labels. Just because it says organic doesn't mean that they haven't added something else in there. It's always important to read your labels, because they could, just like whole grain, they can put whole grain across the front. Chef Boyardee does it. As long as there's a certain percentage in there. It doesn't mean the whole product is whole grain or organic, but because it has a certain amount, a certain percentage, they're able to do that, to address it like that on a label. So you always have to read your ingredients.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
So for those who are like, okay, shop in a hurry, which is me, it's like always in a rush, then we just need to slow down and be paying attention. Okay, but how do I know how do you know if something's organic or not? Like, what kind of extra ingredients are they putting in there?
Preservatives. A lot of things are loaded in sugar. I'm trying to think of a good example to talk about. Babe, can you think of? I've taught my husband so much. He said he never knew so much about food until he started dating me.
I love that.
That's good.
Hey, that's
like ketchup. I'll go back to ketchup.
Yeah.
So, what do you normally find in ketchup? Like high fructose corn syrup, sugar, things like that. Yeah, there's a certain brand I buy because I love ketchup. I can't give up my ketchup. But there's a brand at Kroger where it's actually less than 5 ingredients, and it's like carrots, tomatoes, maybe sea salt. It's just a couple things.
Wow.
And it tastes like ketchup. Like, it's amazing.
Really?
And if I were to give it to you, you would not, it wouldn't be something that would register to you that it's different per se. You might think it tastes like, the taste might not be as sweet or something like that, but it tastes like ketchup.
Wow.
So I'm curious, what are things that like you look on a label and you're like immediately know? Immediately.
Well, sugar-free items, immediately no.
Yeah.
Really? Sugar-free?
Mm-hmm. You're better off to eat sugar. Sugar-free, people think that means, honestly, believe it or not, a lot of people think, oh, there's no sugar in that. Yes, there is. There's sweeteners. There's artificial sweeteners that are actually more, I don't want to say dangerous, but what's the right word? More harmful to your health than actual sugar, and sugar, I don't want to come off like a sugar Nazi, but sugar in its natural form, it's not bad in moderation, but the problem is they're putting it in everything, everything, every bottled drink you look at in the store, canned food, bottled sauces, meats, ham. If you read the label on ham, sugar.
Well,
why does my ham need sugar? I don't know.
I don't know.
I guess it's just part of preserving it. But carrageenan, things like that, things that are linked to cancer.
Yeah.
And people don't know. I look at carts all the time. I'm not judging, but it's just part of who I am in the store. And you just see carts that are just plumb full of cases of soda, ramen noodles, boxed mac and cheese, all this stuff. And it's like, you can make that stuff in a few ingredients at home. Yes, you're going to take a little bit of time, but it's going to be so much better for you, and it's going to taste better.
Yeah.
Believe it or not. So, yeah.
Wow.
Yes. Something that when we talk to Flo from Crude Carnivore, she makes bone broth for dogs and cats.
Yes.
And one of her biggest driving points was whenever you're feeding your pets, you're like, not just like thinking of like just it as food, but you're looking at it as like your pet's longevity. And I was like, man, like that is like so amazing and so impactful and very powerful. And then it was like, so like my dog Scoop is everything to me. She's literally everything.
Yeah.
So it's like, I'm like feeding Scoop, like, on like a silver platter, and she's like, everything's the most expensive of everything. And I was thinking to myself, I was like, what about my longevity? Like, do I feed my longevity? It was like the first time that ever crossed my mind. Like, first of all, who's going to take care of Scoop? And second of all, who's feeding me on the store? Like, that's my job. I need to be doing this.
Yeah. And
oh my gosh.
No, and bone broth, that's another good one. The little packets and stuff you can get in the store, sugar. And you can
What?
Yeah. And you can make that at home. There's nothing to it. Like I throw the bones in a crock pot, put some water, some carrots, some onions, celery, whatever you want, put some
that sounds
seasoning.
So good.
Yeah. And you just do it in the crock pot. I think it's like 8 to 12 hours just on low.
Woo.
Let it pull. Oh, and I put apple cider vinegar in there because it helps pull all the nutrients out of the bones. And then boom, bone broth without all the other added preservatives and stuff.
Whoa.
So, yeah.
I love that. I want to see you make a reel where you're like, and boom, bone broth. And then there's your bone broth. It's like, boom, there it is.
It's just so,
oh my gosh.
it's just so simple. It's so simple. And I understand the frustrations with it. Like, people are always like, I wish I knew what you knew. And I wish I had the time. You hear that a lot. And it's like, you have the time. I promise you. I think it's just, if you have to get through that mental barrier, where you think, oh, it's going to take me 3 hours to do all this. I zip through a kitchen anymore, but I have a lot more experience at it. But in the beginning, I felt like a lot of people do. Like, I don't know what I'm doing. How do I do this? I don't have the time. But you learn how to do it, and you make time for what's important to you, and your health should be number one.
Yeah.
Girl, you just like made me feel guilty over here. Not in a bad way, because here's the deal. I hate to cook. And two, here's why though. And like,
here's why. Let me hear it.
My husband's an excellent cook. Okay. First of all, I learned early on, I was like, I can't cook. And then he cooked, and I was like, I'm going to keep this up so he'll continue to cook. Shh, don't tell him.
Okay.
But two, I hate to chop things up. I hate to
Get
take
a
the
chopper.
time. Listen. Oh, Kayla's on here. Kayla.
Our tax queen.
Tax goddess.
Amazing human being.
Amazing.
Is it Kayla?
Yes, it's
Shawnee
Kayla.
Financial Services.
She's amazing. She just commented, I
What'd
hate
you say?
cooking. I'm not a Betty Crocker, but I greatly appreciate you, Alisha. You are my Betty Crocker. Keep me healthy. Yes.
Yes.
Aww.
Okay.
Yes to you. Yes,
I
to
love Kayla.
My favorite people right here.
Yeah.
Kayla is literally like a name. I probably talk about her at least
every day.
once a day. Yes, at least once a day, if not.
How could you not? She's a good person.
I know.
Yeah.
She is. She's amazing. She is phenomenal at what she does.
She is.
And she like, who gets excited about talking to their accountant? I'm like,
I know.
Kayla.
Like there's sometimes me and Brittany will be on the phone and we'll just catch ourselves wondering about Kayla. Okay. How's she doing?
That's not creepy, is
Yeah,
it,
we
Kayla?
texted Kayla lately. Like, who's
We need to text her. She's drinking water because it's her busy season right now.
It's
so
incredible.
Kayla, we love you and we value you and appreciate everything you're doing. And
Alisha, thank you for keeping Kayla healthy so she can
yes,
do her job.
It's my pleasure.
Yes, and
keeping
this is
her fuel.
Perfect segue into a next question that I was going to ask you, which is, how have your meals improved your clients' lives?
Okay, can I interrupt just real quick?
Absolutely.
Sorry. Breaking news. I don't think we've allowed you to really say what you do exactly. We mentioned it very briefly in your bio, but I'll let you say, like, you do meal prep and all that stuff real quick.
Okay.
Breaking news.
So basically, I started a meal prep service. I wanted to do it different than, I guess, anybody else. I wanted ingredients are important to me. I want to make sure people know what they're getting, that it's top quality, it's the freshest, it's the cleanest thing that I can find and serve them. If I wouldn't eat it, I don't want to serve it.
Love it.
So I started this back in October, and it just has taken off. I was kind of leery in the beginning because I was like, I don't know, it's Southern Illinois, people like barbecue and things like that. Like, is this really something that that there's a need for? And it was like, it blew my mind. The customers that I've gotten have just continuously told me, like, I have saved them time. They have wanted to do this, but they don't know where to begin. One lady, her daughter, I think, is diabetic. And so she didn't realize the desserts you can make from dates or, just some, I made these like beet cups. They were kind of look like Reese's, but it had beets and cashews in the middle and then organic chocolate for the chocolate surrounding it. And it looked like a Reese cup.
Wow.
And so she ordered a bunch of desserts off me for her daughter. And her daughter was excited about it because, she felt like, oh, I have, health problems. I'm not going to be able to eat fun stuff anymore. And I want to show people, no, that's not true. You can eat healthy and eat fun things. I make whatever you see out there. Like, I think I did that Big Mac salad not that long ago. And it's like similar to like a Big Mac, like people want at McDonald's, but you can have that, but just eat it cleaner. So that's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to show people that you can still eat the fun things, just do it differently, do it with better ingredients, and then it's like guiltless pleasure, like, so I'm trying to do more education. That's something I want to bring into my Facebook group and Instagram. I'm kind of a granny at that. I'm not going to lie. I'm trying to learn this
You're doing it.
stuff.
Yeah.
And do more education stuff too, because that's key. If people don't understand why they need to do it, they won't do it. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
So, yeah.
Especially just like, we got Kayla. Girl, Big Mac Burger Bowl is live.
Okay, that happened before I started getting your meals. So I'm going to have to try that at some point. And I know Kayla bragged about it so much that her family loved it.
It was a hit.
So,
wow.
It was a hit.
It sounds great.
It was a hit. But in 2006, I was diagnosed with an autoimmune disease, and it attacked my kidneys. And so I was actually in the nursing program at that time. And I was going through clinicals, and something just hit me. Nothing against nurses or doctors. They're great. But I just saw things I didn't like. Yeah. And it really just, I prayed about it, and I felt like God just nudged me to nutrition. And so I left the nursing program, went to SIU, got into the nutrition program, and I just did so much research on my autoimmune disorder and food, and I used myself as a guinea pig. And so I would eat this and then see what kind of symptoms I would have. And I mean, if I ate out through like a drive-through, it aggravated my symptoms. Why? Because a lot of drive-through food is fried, high fat, high calories, all that, and high sugar, all inflammatory. So it aggravated my disease. Yeah. And then when I would eat clean, I felt better. Wow. So food diet is very important in your health, but a lot of people are so accustomed to their diet that when they do get symptoms, say a headache, bloating, I don't know, it could be muscle pain, anything like that. It doesn't mean there's something physically wrong with you. It could be what you just ate. Wow. So, and unless you cleanse your body and start eating good, you're not going to connect that, like my husband says I'm a freak because I can take a bite of something and immediately know my body's like, don't eat that. Stop.
Yeah.
Wow.
But I've done this for years. I've trained my body to recognize and know and feel that, so, and then I stop. I'm like, okay, I'm not going to eat that.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
Wow.
Shannon Lyon said that's me. I don't know where to start or what to buy that is truly the best food to buy. And how to lose weight and get healthy at the same time. It's frustrating.
It's frustrating. It is.
Yeah.
And a good place to start is, first of all, you don't want to overwhelm yourself because this can feel overwhelming in the beginning. Yeah. This is a big change. Yeah. You want to start with cleaning up your diet. So, I mean, you could make a healthy salad. You could meal prep some salads for lunch. Make a homemade dressing. You don't have to buy the dressing in the store that has 55 ingredients in it. You can make a simple olive oil dressing at home. Olive oil, apple cider vinegar, put some garlic in there, an onion, and put that on your salad.
I love that.
Clean your meats up. Read your labels. I'm trying to think. Fruits. Make like a fruit salad. You get a sweet tooth. Pinterest is great. I love Pinterest. It has so many ideas of healthy desserts, healthy recipes. You can replace noodles with spaghetti squash. Have you guys tried spaghetti squash?
So I have.
Amazing.
I do love it.
And
amazing.
It's very easy. Very easy. You don't have to do anything.
No. I made a Alfredo. I can't remember what it's called, but it was like a Alfredo sauce, but it was made with unsweetened almond milk.
Nice.
And I drizzled that over the spaghetti squash, and my husband tore into it. He loves it.
So good.
And
Yeah.
he's a manly man. You know, he's like, yeah, yeah, baby.
Michael's off screen. There he is.
Yes.
He made an appearance.
That's the thing. That whole sticks and berries complex that you guys have in trying to eat salads and stuff, and it's really, really harmful. Very, very harmful. Like if you're sick and you need to eat better, there is nothing emasculating about taking control of your own health. If anything, that's like the most masculine you can get.
Mm-hmm.
In my opinion, in my humble feminine opinion, I think you guys taking control of your health is great.
In my humble feminine opinion, that's the quote of the night. That's the quote of the night.
All right, we got Amy Willette Schweitzer. She asked, do you offer plant-based options too?
Yes. So what I'm trying to do is I don't want anyone to feel excluded. For me and my situation, and Casey, you can probably relate if you want to chime in. I have a hard time finding a place that I can eat out at, unless I go a couple hours away to the bigger cities. And it's frustrating, you know? And so I want to bring that here. So yes, I do. I try to cater to everybody. I have a few people that are dairy free. I have people that don't like onions or don't, whatever. You just have to tell me in advance, and I'll make sure to prepare your meal that way. So yes, pretty much anything I offer pretty much can be altered.
Yeah.
Okay, I want to brag about 2 meals that I've had from you that were plant-based. The first one that I tried, the General So chickpea. That I had.
Oh, she called me over it.
Phenomenal. I told Casey.
I got a lot of feedback from that. Yeah.
She was on FaceTime and she was just like this, just chewing on the phone. And then I was like, what are you eating? And she goes, it's vegan. And I was like, what?
I had to brag about it. It was so good. And then
Mallory Minor, our cousin, is excited and like,
yay! Mallory's on here. Mallory. Okay, I'm gonna give Mallory a little love shout out. Mallory is the most talented photographer and photo editor. She lives in Philly and she works for David's Bridal Corporate and does like all their photo editing for their like websites and stuff like that. Mallory's amazing. I always love a good creative shout out. I can hear her saying this.
You know she did.
But then the other thing that I had yesterday, which was the teriyaki cauliflower powerful. Oh, yeah. Okay, I like cauliflower. I like it, but I loved it yesterday. Like it was so good.
There's so much you can do with cauliflower.
Yeah,
believe it or not,
cauliflower is the most versonal.
And that was coconut aminos. I swear I eat that every day.
Really?
Yeah,
I've never had that before until now, I guess.
Yeah. I had hormone issues a while back. And one of the things I learned was soy. Soy is a culprit of female hormone issues. And what's another thing they're putting in all our food? Soy.
And people think soy's healthy. Like, is soy healthy?
Not
soy sauce, definitely not.
No, because of all the other the MSG
and the sodium
sugar. And it jacked. That was one of the things that jacked with my hormones. So I'm soy free. I use coconut aminos, which is amazing. Brittany, you can attest to that.
I can now. I didn't know.
Yeah. And it's rich in so many vitamins. Yeah. It's so good for you too.
Good with sushi too. I'm gluten free. I got all of them. I got the heavy hitter. You name an allergy to have, I got it, girl.
Aww.
So, but anyway, coconut aminos, it's like it's the perfect. Like you can have it in place of anything with soy. We got a comment right here from Shannon. She says, what is the best way to get rid of a craving for sugar?
Ooh, that's a good question because I'm struggling.
That's a hard one.
I'm addicted to sugar and chocolate.
But what's your favorite way? So we don't have the pressure of best.
For me, I did it cold turkey.
Ooh.
Everybody's probably not going to have that
got the
willpower.
self-control.
I have, yes, I've heard that from a lot of people. They're like, I wish I had your self-control. For me, it's easy because my health is number one. Not everybody has health issues though. So for me, it was just like, I have to do this. You have to approach this like, don't look at it as necessarily getting rid of it. I think that would be overwhelming and hindering, and would cause you to end up binge eating sugar or something. You know what I'm saying? I would do it slowly. Something I would do casually and slowly, maybe cutting back how much sugar you're eating a week. I honestly think the craving comes from the food that you eat every day with the amount of sugar that's in it. Like I said, I'm not saying sugar is bad and terrible, but the amounts that people are getting in their diet every day, whether it's fast food, regular restaurants because they want to buy in bulk cheap, restaurants, center aisle, or not restaurants, grocery stores, all the center aisles, the boxed foods, the bottled foods. Learn to read your ingredients, Google the ingredients if you don't know what a word is, because sugar a lot of times is masked as something else. So that's a big one, because you turn it over and you just look for the word sugar. So it's something I would do slowly and lightly. That way you don't get frustrated and like, I can't do this, and then go buy a candy bar.
You're not yourself when you're hungry.
Yeah. And then also hop on Pinterest and look for some healthier options that you could learn to get used to. Dates are amazing. I've made crusts.
So good.
I just made Beatrice a date cake. And I used dates and I think it was cashews in a food processor. That gets a sticky base, and you pat it out as a crust. And then I did it was strawberry. I'm trying to remember what I put in it. Strawberry, bananas. I think for the next layer, and coconut cream, and I froze it. It was amazing.
That's
it's like
wonderful.
And it was so cute. And then I drizzled some chocolate on top. So wow. I would look for just fun recipes like that. You can message me too, and I can send some your way. Ones that I've made too.
Okay. How nice do I have to be to get one of these date cakes?
Well,
girl, that sounds so good.
Yeah, we could do.
She had that, and she didn't share with me.
No, that was her Valentine treat to herself, I think.
Yeah, I love that. Okay, is that what she shared in her story?
Yes.
Okay.
Josh Benson said, I used coconut aminos in a keto egg roll bowl last night.
Ooh.
What a coincidence, Josh. I'm glad you could chime in get on the coconut aminos train.
Yes. I like egg roll bowls. They're the bomb.
Yeah. And Josh just said, is there a big difference between sugar and natural sugars from fruits?
Ooh, that's a good question.
I'm trying to think. Processed. What kind of sugar are we talking about? Regular sugar, processed sugar?
What about if we're just talking about like white sugar you just get at the
granulated sugar?
Granulated sugar. Just whatever.
And then just an apple maybe, right?
The 99-cent sack you get from Kroger, unless prices have gone up. It's been a while since I've been home.
Yeah. Personally, I'd opt for more of the natural sugars, like in fruit. Okay. What'd you say?
Your body's going to digest it better.
Yeah, your body's going to digest that better. If we're talking about like processed sugar, coconut sugar, I know coconut sugar is, I'm trying to remember which one is high. I think coconut sugar spikes your blood sugar more than processed sugar.
Whoa,
I'm saying that
interesting.
Right.
Interesting.
So I would keep the white sugar to a minimum because it can be inflammatory. So that's not something I would recommend.
So
Having
really just, we have to be more empowered to do our research. We cannot always come to Alisha, but we can ask, but we need to be empowered to be Googling the stuff and researching it when we're out in the stores, really.
Literally, if you just look, like when you go to the grocery store next time, and Casey, I'm sure you've done this. If you're like me, you're standing there with like your phone and the label, and you're like, "What the heck is?"
It's to the point. My boyfriend just already. He's really fast at reading. I feel like I just am just not that fast at doing stuff. But he knows everything. He knows the whole grocery store based on like Casey foods and non-Casey foods. And he just like picks things up, scans it. Because he can read those big words. I can't read those big words. I'm sorry. I went to public school. What do you want from me? He just like reads right through them. He's like, you can have this, you can have that, you can have this. He never makes mistakes. Really? So we get through it a lot faster together than it was when it was just me going through.
That's awesome.
Mallory, we got a comment from her. She says, sign me up. And she hit it with a no kidding.
No kidding.
No kidding. So something, Alisha, that I wanted to confess to you. I was in the nutrition program for exactly 1 semester.
Okay.
And I did it because kind of the same reason. Like I just kept getting sick and couldn't figure out why. And I'm like, you know what? I'm going to deep dive and become like a nutritionist. And that's just what I'm going to do. And at that point, I was an advertising major. So I left my home to pursue nutrition.
I feel like there's a catch coming.
I have never failed classes so bad.
Really?
Oh my God.
How?
I couldn't even get through careers in nutrition. I failed that too. I failed.
What? Look at Brittany just laughing so hard.
Because I really tried. I really tried. And I was like, I thought it was going to be my Legally Blonde moment. You know what I mean? Where like girl goes from like yeah, and I was like, I'm gonna be good at science. So I'm gonna like wear glasses and show up on time. And I mean, I literally straight F's.
I don't know
like,
how you failed.
Oh, this is just so everybody.
What, like it's hard?
Literally respect your nutritionist.
Wow.
It's very difficult. And there's just a lot. You got like just a lot of homework. Like my journalism, advertising, it was just like I could just like roll out of bed, get all my homework done, just turn it in like that morning. It came very naturally to me. So it was just like there was a point when I was like, oh man, like this major's too easy or something. I don't know. I don't know what it was. It was 20, you know?
Yeah.
And I mean,
it wasn't important at the time.
Great zeros. Like it's a black hole in my transcript. I went back to the advertising program and I was like, I'm so sorry. It's cold out here in sciences.
He's cracking up over here.
You're really smart. That's all I'm saying.
Oh my gosh. I appreciate
we value that.
You're really smart.
That was a nice
not
story.
Easy. Kayla wrote, I really appreciate the tip that was on Taste of Balance's page last week about healthy fat in each meal. I'm all in for more tips each week. So go ahead and elaborate for people who aren't part of Taste of Balance. What is the healthy fat tip?
I'm trying to think of what I posted. If I'm being honest, Kayla, help me. What did I post?
Was it avocado? Was it peanut butter?
Oh, was it avocado? So I eat avocado with every meal. And
I love avocado.
Healthy fat. I was telling you, Brittany, because if you eat a healthy fat with each meal, it helps balance your blood sugar. So if there's times where I eat something, like some fruits spike your blood sugar more than others, like strawberries, blackberries, blueberries, they don't spike your blood sugar. Now bananas, oranges, things like that have an opportunity to do that. So whenever I eat stuff like that, I always eat an avocado, a healthy fat, or peanut butter, organic peanut butter. To help balance my blood sugars. Because if you ever pay attention to your body, sometimes after you eat something, you notice like have a lot of energy. I'm feeling a little jittery after I eat that, you know?
Yeah.
So adding a healthy fat into your meal will help balance that out.
Great. Absolutely. Actually, I was going to say,
Kayla confirmed what we thought. She said, including healthy fat, carbs, your spikes and sugars or cravings.
And look, I love avocado. Like I should eat an avocado a day. I love avocado. I don't know why I don't. Yeah. In fact, I think for me, I love avocados so much. I think they're so special that maybe I don't feel like I can eat it every day. Is that weird?
Really?
Yeah, like it's like a treat of some sort.
You're so advertising yourself.
I need to embrace my avocado passion.
Yeah, avocados are really good for you. They're really good for your skin too.
Even better. Okay. So I was going to say, when you're talking about, the blood sugar and leveling all that out, I feel so good after I eat your meals. I mean, look, Brittany she's a convenience girl.
One sec. Mallory just said CNN claims that all of our money is going towards avocados. There's bread too. That toast.
Oh yeah, avocado toast.
Don't forget about my toast.
Yeah, I go through a bag of avocados a week. No joke. Like the bulk bag, I go through one a week.
Then I am going to tell my husband, Alisha says, and I'm embracing my avocado passion.
All these messages from people's husbands now, like, my wife said you're telling her this.
Alisha gave me permission.
That's right.
Yes, your meals. So I've started incorporating a few a week, and they have literally been lifesavers, because I'm one that if I didn't get my lunch ready or something, I'll run to McDonald's. There's a McDonald's close, I'll just run to that.
Easy.
And it's easy and cheap. Exactly. Yeah. But since I've started like incorporating like 2 to 3 of those in my work week, they really have made such a difference for
energy levels, how you feel, bloating, like all that.
And I'm
stuff.
like full. I feel full, and it's not like I'm looking for, like, oh, I need something else. Like sometimes it's also, I think sometimes we might even get like frozen meals that are, so I get those like healthy meals that, have lots of preservatives and stuff in it. But then not only that, but they actually really restrict the calorie count in those. And you think you're doing something good for you, but really by like 2 p.m. you're starving because you only have like 300 calories.
Yeah.
And it's gone in a flash.
Yeah. And the key is to make sure you just eat real food. Like that's it. Eat real food. I always tell people, look, like if you're buying something, a bottle of something, a box of something, look for 5 ingredients or less. 5 ingredients or less. If it goes past that, 6 at the most. But if it starts going past that, you're getting stuff that's not food. So you might as well just put that back down. You can make it at home in 5 ingredients or less. You'll notice a huge difference in how you think, how you feel, your energy levels, like you won't feel like think of Thanksgiving Day when you're ready for a nap, after you eat, all that stuff. But when you get done eating a meal, you should feel like, all right, I'm recharged. I'm ready to go back to work or whatever it is that you're doing. Like you should feel refueled and recharged.
Exactly. Because we're literally fueling our bodies when we eat. See, that's another thing that I think has been a problem. I think about like our generation growing up, like most of our mothers were heavily targeted for like Slim Fast and like this.
Oh yeah, I remember that stuff.
Yeah, it's like how to lose like 7 pounds in one day. You know, like all this stuff is all about.
That's because you're drinking liquid and you're not eating food.
And it's all about like restriction. But I think that so many people feel like they have to eat less, but really they just need to eat more of the good things.
Eat real food. Like that's going to be my motto. Eat real food and that's it. Like whenever I post ingredients, like I always want to end it like that's it. Like nothing else, nothing crazy, nothing you won't recognize. Like you should know that like, oh, I recognize tomatoes, corn, onion, sea salt. Like, you know what I mean? Like you should never have to question what's in your food. When you go out to eat, I'm that person where I drill the waitress and I always apologize in advance. I'm like, I'm sorry, but I'm going to be that customer. Like, what is in this sauce? What is it made with? Do you know? And there's a lot of times they'll bring something from the back out and show me the food label because you have a right to know what they're serving you.
And,
so
it's not. It's also for me, like being the most difficult person to take out to eat.
I'm right there with you.
Typically, I don't want to be there, first of all. If
there's
any way not to do it, I don't want to do it because the chance of me getting sick is so high.
Yeah.
And then it's like days over like appeasing. I'm sounding so pretentious, but just like appeasing a social norm. Okay.
Yeah.
Like, I don't see why we have to eat together because I could get sick. So it's just not great for me. I get why people do it. It's just not great for me.
It's just a social aspect.
And so it's difficult whenever I go someplace and we're like, everybody's sat down. And one of the worst ones that I have is I got bit by that tick and I got that beef allergy.
Okay, wait. You just sounded like, I swear, I felt like you needed like a superhero moment where like you're like, I got bit by that tick, and then you're like
super hives. So I am really it's one of those things that it's a huge stressor to go any place.
It is
completely vegan. And then a vegan place also needs to be gluten-free and all yada yada yada. But that's usually like the best spot for me is a vegan place. Something that I've noticed going places that aren't vegan that just make my heart pump is like, I'll be like, oh, like I will just order grilled chicken, put it on, like a salad or something like that. And the precious people in the back, I don't know what it is. I've worked in kitchens before. I worked in food was like my thing growing through college. And I know that they think, oh, if I put like a little piece of steak in there, you know what I mean? They're going to love it or they won't care. Or like, I'm just doing the whole grill. I'm not cleaning the grill in between things. I don't know how many times I've like looked at my food. There's a little piece of steak. And I'm like, I can't eat it. I legitimately can't eat it.
Contaminated.
Yeah, I can't have this.
Wow.
And it's puts you in this weird position of like, okay, am I like that? Am I gonna like Becky them right now? You know what I mean?
Becky them.
And it's like, what am I gonna do? And it adds an extra layer of stress because, whenever I was waitressing and all that jazz, like even with all the stuff that I have, I didn't know the difference between keto and, whatever else people were going through with diets at that point. Paleo was the big one. Keto, paleo were the things. And it's a lot. Food is a lot. And if you can solve that problem for people.
Yeah.
That's my goal. I want everyone, regardless of, what's going on with them, to feel comfortable ordering from me. And that's where trust comes into play.
Yeah.
Like, I want to feel that when I go out. And I'm like you, Casey. I'm nervous every time I do go out and it's very rare, very, very rare. Yeah. We went out the other day and I had to tell her like 10 times, I don't want anything on my rice. I want everything plain with the veggies. I brought a whole bottle of coconut aminos and set it on the table. And I seasoned my own food with that, you know.
Good for you.
But I get nervous too because a lot of times people don't know. You know, I've asked questions to waitresses before, and then we've went back and ate there again because I felt safe.
Yep.
And asked the question again. We had a different waitress and gave me an answer I didn't want to hear.
Oh, God.
And I'm like, okay, well, you know, a month ago they said, and so you have to have that trust, and that's what I want to do. Eventually I want to have my own place, a sit down cafe style you know, place like that where everyone, no matter what your diet type, we will accommodate you because I want everyone to be welcomed. So yeah, that's my goal.
That's amazing.
I love that. That's such a great goal.
I think too, business owners, and I am absolutely not picking on Southern Illinois. This is everywhere. I travel a lot, and in every city, this is a problem. Is the waitresses know more about dietary things than the back does?
Yeah.
And I wish that there was more emphasis on educating the back as much as they educate the front, because I feel like they have like these like ambassadors who are just like, blah, 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 I'm going to try to communicate this thing, but miscommunications happen.
Yeah.
But if they were just able to say this person doesn't want these things easily by saying that they're this diet or that diet, you know, it would.
And to take it more serious too.
Yeah.
You know,
making me sick.
Yeah. Like I don't think people understand. They're like, oh, she doesn't like meat or something. It's like, no.
Oh gosh.
It's deathly for her. Like, just be considerate of others. Like, come from a non-judgmental stance.
Yeah.
And just understand that it's important because there are a lot of people like you, like me. We need that. We need that trust, because if we don't have it, we don't go out to eat.
Exactly.
And that's one of, you know, I really don't ever go out to eat. And I know people that buy from me, and there's a lot of them that are like that.
Yeah.
Because they're scared. They don't want to take that risk or that chance. It's not worth it. It ruins your whole night. It ruins the next day. You know, it jeopardizes your health. And so it causes anxiety.
Yeah.
You know, it's just not worth it. And I hope to change that here, especially.
I love that.
I think that's great.
We've got a comment from Shannon. She says, Alisha, do you think that low carb or keto is good, or just plain clean, healthy eating? I just want to live my best life and be healthy and feel comfortable in my body while doing so. And she also followed up saying, sorry for so many questions. We love it. These are great questions.
Don't be sorry for the questions. Honestly, I'm just going to say it. Eat real food. Plain, healthy eating. There is 1,000,001 diets out there that you can follow. I don't like the word diet. Diet. The word diet has a bad rap. Diet. A lot of people end up not following through and fail at diets. Approach it as a lifestyle change. Cleaning up your kitchen, cleaning up your body, your mind, you know, just eat healthy. Carbs get a bad rap. Unless you're talking, I mean, if you're talking about good carbs, bad carbs, I would learn to steer away, and, you know, keep those in moderation. But honestly, just eat healthy foods, know your limit. When you're full, stop, you know, live an active life. You'll start to notice a change in your body, you know, your mind, your thoughts, the way you feel. You know, a lot of foods, I've read studies, especially high processed, high sugary, linked to anxiety, depression.
Wow.
I mean, it's crazy. So I'm not going to say to approach it, to start a diet, or one diet is better than the other. I don't go down that route personally. I don't advise people to go that way. I just think diet is just, in a sense, like a bad word. Like people just feel a certain way when they hear diet, you know? And I think it can be kind of overpowering and overwhelming. But if you say, you know, like lifestyle change, that's more pleasant sounding to me, you know, and more approachable. And I think if people would just realize, you know, I've had people comment on myself, especially when I was personal training. And one thing I would stress is like, just eat real food. You don't have to restrict this and do this, and like, eat real food. I eat real food. I'm not on a certain diet plan. I know my limits. I know what I eat. I work out. I live an active life. And that is the best advice I can give to everybody. If you would start eating real food, you will notice a difference.
I love that.
Yeah.
That's great.
I do want to mention that I'm drinking your rose water.
Shake it up.
I think it's kind of got little tea kind of color now, where it's like,
does it
in there a bit? It is so good. So you were telling me about your rose water, and then you made me one, and this is delicious. Okay, tell us the benefit about rose water real quick.
Yeah,
because like I put rose water on my face.
Yeah. That's how
it's a good toner, and it helps with so if you use it topically, it helps with like say you have eczema or rosacea, things like that. You can use it as a toner, but internally packed with antioxidants. It is so good. It helps with digestion, helps with regulate hormones. It helps with balancing your mood, your energy levels, helps to relieve stress.
Girl,
I mean, yeah, lots of good things. I actually went to a place we were on. What did she say? Because I missed it.
She said, girl, I need more of this. Okay.
I'm just rambling, and I was like, wait a minute.
She's going to be getting out like a keg next time you get her.
On tap.
Rose water at my place.
On tap.
She'd be doing a handstand on your
keg stands with rose water. I'm down.
Yeah. Mallory says, let's just get this on. Oh, that's great.
No, actually, we went to this really cute cafe a couple years ago in Chattanooga, and we were trying to find somewhere. Yeah, we were trying to find somewhere for me to eat. And this place is exactly what I visioned to have one day. They had, like when you walk in, just this cute little cafe, and just the display of the desserts, like the kind of desserts I'm talking about.
With the cashew. Was it cashew Chattanooga?
I don't remember. They had the blue, like this blue. Yes.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about.
They every day for a
week. Bomb.
So good.
Yeah. And so they had on the wall like all these nutrition facts.
Yeah.
They just kind of picked some things, and rose water was one of them. And they sold it in the bottles, in the glass bottles, which I kept mine forever because I was like, this is the coolest thing. And so I just started researching it more, and just started including it in my diet. And oh my gosh, I love it. I don't want to go without it ever. It's amazing. It's good.
It is good. And you can
like drinking a rose.
Yeah. Casey, Bachelor nights.
We'll be our Bachelor. Will you accept this rose water?
That'll be our drink.
Yeah, I love it.
We're huge Bachelor fans over here.
I don't watch it
for a different day. Don't do it.
I'm a Yellowstone girl.
Oh,
you're the second person urging us to watch Yellowstone.
You gotta watch it. I gotta watch it. Good.
When I'm done with The Bachelor, maybe.
The Bachelor franchise has to fall before I add anything else to my routine.
You might not never get to it then.
And Mallory says Yellowstone.
Okay.
1883.
Yes.
Second time
We're
today.
on 1883 now.
And she says immediately. Mallory.
Tim McGraw and Faith Hill are amazing in there.
Our mother, Melanie Bickett, says, in May, I'll have lots of roses. Mom has the prettiest roses in the world.
Really?
Her garden's amazing.
She's the best garden.
You guys will have to share pictures.
Oh my gosh. Alisha, that's where you should get all of your tomatoes. Mom literally had her entire garden overrun with how many tomatoes do you think she had? Like 1,000? Like,
it was so overwhelming.
It was like a tomato wonderland. She was just begging people to take tomatoes. They were amazing.
She's got white tomatoes, green tomatoes, the stripy tomatoes,
yellow,
all the heirlooms. She's
Really?
Yes.
Wow.
Yes.
Mom
She
said,
said
LOL, I had 160 tomatoes.
160 tomato plants.
You need to make a lot of
yeah.
salsa.
Oh,
Salsa
girl.
and spaghetti sauce.
We got salsa for days. We got green tomatoes for days.
Ooh, fried green tomatoes.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
They're so good.
Yeah.
But if you ever need a tomato hookup, if you're like, oh, I'm out of tomatoes.
I'm running low.
We got someone
who has the tomatoes.
Right.
Yeah. Okay. Yes. Mom's wild in her tomato plants and tomato field. We had so many tomatoes last year. Oh my gosh.
Yeah,
okay.
that was nuts.
But I love this conversation so much. So one of the questions I want to ask you is, okay, this is a really important question for a business owner.
Uh-oh.
Who's been your biggest cheerleader throughout this entire process? Because it is so hard to do these things without like people motivating you. And I think he's sitting right next to you. I love it.
I love the appearances he's made. It's like he just slides in.
His little debuts. Honestly,
we're here for it.
Yeah, I couldn't ask for a better husband. He is everything I waited for, everything I prayed for. He's amazing. He drops whatever he's doing, doesn't matter. He's my grocery runner. I'll be in the kitchen. He does not want me stressed. He doesn't want me to worry. He will run to Kroger sometimes 10 times a day. I'm not exaggerating.
Oh my gosh.
And never complains. Never. All he cares about, he's like, just do what you have to do. I'll run to the store. And he takes care of me in every way needed. You know what I mean?
Love it.
Especially spiritually.
I love that.
He's amazing. Like literally, he's amazing. I brag on him all the time. I could not ask for a better cheerleader, supporter.
Aww.
He's the one that pushed me to chase my dream and to not work. I don't think a lot of people's husbands would be like, just don't work, don't quit your job and just focus on your passion and building a business. And he's like, don't worry about money. God's got this. Yeah. And so that's kind of just been where we're at and the road we're taking right now. And I can't wait to see where it goes.
That's awesome.
Man, me either. Cause I love them. Okay. Another 2 food shout outs. One, the sweet potato nachos.
Oh yeah.
Were amazing.
I made those today.
Did you?
Yeah.
They're so good.
Mallory was the big hard eyes. She has clapping eyes and she has the small eyes. Oh, that was really cute.
We have Michael appreciation.
We appreciate you.
Aww.
Becky Mallory.
You know what you need? You need to make that meme. My hands look like this with all the grocery bags on it, the one trip, so her hands can look like this.
Oh.
That's prepping the foods.
Yeah.
But the sweet potato nachos, amazing. And like the treat I didn't even know I needed, the Frosty. The Frosty blew my mind.
Yeah.
So that was Frosty, because that was really Brittany. I asked Brittany what that was, and she was like, "It's a Frosty," and I'm like, "What?"
So, literally 2 ingredients, guys. 2 ingredients: coconut cream and chocolate almond milk. That's it.
Can you walk me through it? Because I don't get to buy this too far away.
And I think I put it in my NutriBullet thing. Yeah. Whoa. In like a NutriBullet, just those ingredients, and then whipped it up, and it was whippy. You would think it would be like liquidy, but it wasn't. It was whippy.
Wow. No, it was really thick and creamy.
And then I put it in mason jars, and I kept them in the freezer just for like a couple minutes before she got there, so it'd be like chilled. And by the time she came to get it, it was perfect. Like,
wow, it was perfect.
Yeah. And it was like it's like eating a Frosty. Like that's what I'm saying. you can take the things you like. I do it all the time because I have my cheats per se. Like there's certain things that like, you can't live without. It's like, okay, I have to have this. How can I make it better? And so, like I'm a chicken tender girl. I love chicken tenders, but I use eggs and almond flour, and I do my own seasoning, and that's how I make my chicken tenders. Like I can't give them up.
Wow.
So you can have the things you like, just make it cleaner.
Love it.
That's everybody's challenge.
Just make it cleaner.
Make it cleaner.
I love that.
So actually, just real quick, I have one more question for you, and then I know we've taken a lot of your time
You're
tonight,
fine.
so we'll let you get back to hanging out with your hubby. But how many people tell you? Because I know I tell you this, but do you hear from so many people that buying those meals from you has saved them time and has given by buying from you, it saves them time, but it gives them energy at the same time.
All the time.
Do you hear that often with your clients?
Yeah, all the time.
Wow.
Over and over again, all I hear is, this is such a good thing. I'm so glad you're doing this. This is so needed here. Thank you. I actually have a place to order food and not worry about it. Like people that are on strict restrictions all the time. I have people out of state that just through the loop of social media are on there just to follow. They like my Make It Fridays or certain things I post in my Facebook group. Cool. And so I thought that was really cool. I was like, wow. And I think Taste of Balance it's growing, and it's going to reach the point where it just explodes.
Yeah.
I know it is. And it's all glory goes up. I look at it as my ministry. I'm doing my passion. I'm sharing with people the things I've learned and have applied to myself. This is the life I live. And I'm a walking testimony to how food can affect your health. And I just enjoy every chance I get to share these gifts that God has given me. At the time you look at it as, why am I going through this? This sucks. And God always has a greater purpose. And so I just look forward to how I can serve and further his kingdom through food. So,
wow.
I love
we have to eat. We have to eat
all the time.
You have to eat all the time.
You have to eat. So, I love that about looking at it as a fueling aspect, making sure that, we're not going to put junk fuel in our cars.
Right.
Why would we do the same to our bodies?
And back to the thing about my dog Scoop. It's like, I don't feed her anything besides the best. You know what I mean? But Casey, what are you doing?
I know, you need to sit down and have a conversation in the mirror and be like, why are you doing this to yourself?
I don't know why.
Is there a deeper inner issue?
I imagine me talking to Scoop about this.
I see you and Scoop having a heart-to-heart.
Yeah, I know. I hope you video this.
But I think that's probably one of the biggest mind shifts is just trying to remember to prioritize yourself and your health, and remember that you absolutely have control of the food that goes in your body.
Yeah.
As somebody who lives with tons of eating restrictions, as you know.
Yeah.
You have so much control over what goes over in your body. It's that is completely your choice. Alisha chooses it. Brittany chooses it. Casey chooses it. Nobody chooses it for me.
Yeah.
I also think it's a good reminder to honor and respect other people's food choices and not take it personal if they have to do something differently than you, because we don't know the full story, and we're not necessarily entitled to the full story for someone's nutrition.
Yeah. And a lot of times people don't take it seriously until it gets to a point where they have to.
Yeah.
And a lot of times it's, I don't want to say too late, but something's already occurred.
Yeah.
And that could have been prevented, So it's not, you know, a lot of times I think we just live in such a hurried society that if everybody would practice the pause and slow down and realize we don't have to be in such a hurry. You don't have to, you know, rush. You can take time on the weekend before your week starts up and meal plan. If I do not think of the meals I'm going to plan out for the week, it won't happen.
Yeah.
It doesn't happen. Like, you have to put it on paper. You have to plan for it. You have to go out and buy it. Otherwise, it's not going to happen. And you have to make a plan and put it as a priority for you and your family, you know?
I love that.
Yeah.
Shannon says, I'm going to do this. Thank you for all the good info.
Aww.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Shannon,
and you can
for
message
watching.
me. Yeah, you can message me for anything else, any other advice or questions you have.
That's so cool.
Yes.
You clearly are so bright and on such a great path for yourself.
Thank you.
I just really enjoyed this conversation. I enjoyed the first conversation we had. It was like, as soon as we got off the phone, I like told Brittany, I was like, she's like, she's going to do all the things.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. You're going to do all
the things.
You just, and I just, from my short time in nutrition, it just attracts the most motivated go-getter people. You have to be. I don't know how to do that. I don't know how to do what you've gone through. That program's insane. You learn a lot.
And then to get your master's in public health on top of that. Exactly. Oh my gosh.
Exactly.
Wild. I love it.
I think that you have such a good magnetic personality for this. And then I think that also, since you're such a kind, patient teacher on top of that, you're gonna Alisha, this is perfect for you. And you even know that, and that makes me even happier that you know that this is right for you.
Yeah.
I love it. I love it. And a lot of people are like, I don't know how you cook all day and stuff like that. Like, I turn on my Unsolved Mysteries and I'm in my own world.
Yes.
I just cook. And my husband loves it. He's like, you can cook all day.
I love that.
He likes to eat. I like to cook. So
that's match made in heaven right there. That is awesome. Well, Alisha, we appreciate your time and talking to us about your business and about all the things. You just gave us so many good things to think about and to consider. And the best thing is knowing, if it's for me, it's overwhelming. It's I know I have a resource. I have someone that I can go to purchase these foods that are great for me. And so I appreciate that, because maybe when the time is right, I'll be able to do a few little meal prepping myself.
Yes.
But the truth is, it's good to know where you can go to get the things you need. But if you want to tell people how they can connect with you and, where they can find you on social media.
So on Facebook, I have a Taste of Balance business page where I upload all my weekly food pictures from that week's menu. And then the Facebook group page, I'm currently working on how to create a website. And so, so right now all the ordering is done through Taste of Balance Facebook group page. And that's where you'll find every Monday, sometimes on Sunday, I upload the next menu, which changes weekly. So always new options to choose from. Ordering is still done through a lot of people do Messenger. Some people will write their order under the menu. And PayPal, Venmo is how you can purchase those meal items. So
cool.
Awesome. Well, I'm excited for next week's menu. Actually, me and my friend Jessica Stearns, I think she's ordering for the first time. This week. Yeah, and we were actually messaging back and forth. I'm really looking forward to the what was it, Hawaiian barbecue wraps or something like that?
Lettuce wrap, Hawaiian lettuce wrap.
Okay, the lettuce wraps, and then there's something else, and we're just I know, it sounds so good. I'm so excited.
Yeah, that's the number one thing that I've gotten so much positive feedback about is my menu is so different and it changes weekly, and so people aren't bored. They're I've had people say it's like Christmas, like I don't know what I'm gonna get, like I don't know what's coming, and they literally look forward to it every week, and that just makes me feel amazing. I'm like, oh yay, because that's how I feel about it. When I make the menu, it's like, oh, what can I do? How can I be creative? How can I show them how to do this and this? And I want people to share that passion that I have. I want them to love it like I do.
Well, I do for sure.
Oh, I know you do.
I love it. I'm a big fan for sure. Well, Casey, do you have anything else you want to ask Alisha or throw out there before we let her go?
No, just best wishes to you, and obviously know that we're here for you.
Yes.
Rooting for you.
We are.
I appreciate it. You guys have been a huge help.
That's awesome.
Yeah. We're excited for you. Well, hey, you have a good evening. Tell Michael we said thank you too, and we enjoyed all of his cameos on the live stream. Have a good night.
Isn't he cute? All right. Bye, guys.
Have a good night.
Have a good night.
Bye.